sitting on the floor among my very cool finds that I got while garage sailing and vintage marketing, and my shirt is actually one of those really cool finds. I'm going to show you though more cool finds, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you first why I bought what I did, and then I'm going to show you how I styled a lot of them and keeping everything kind of cohesive and not so random. So I'm going to show you today that I stuck to my own advice for the most part. I think I stuck to my own advice pretty much overall. One thing I shared with you was having a place in mind that you really are wanting to decorate. And one of my places that I wanted to really focus on was my outdoor space, my garden and my deck. So when I spotted this crock, which weighs a ton, when I spotted that, for $6, did you see that? I practically ran to the woman with my $6. It's really cracked, and I don't care because it is going on my porch with a plant in it. So vintage crocks are definitely on my list. I'm always looking for something unique to use as planters, and I'll be honest, I'm not a gardener. I'm what I call a lazy gardener. I buy, for the most part, annuals that are already arranged and in a pot, and then I stick that plastic thing in a vintage, something that I think is super cool. I plant perennials because they keep coming up, but the annuals do not go on the ground in my house. So the other thing I found for my garden was this really cool statue. Can you see her? She's heavy. I'm not gonna bring her over, but she was only $7.50. Actually, she has a twin sister who's not identical. She's pretty identical. Does that make sense? Anyway, so I got the two of them for $15. They're going in my garden. I love them because they're vintage, and I really like, I'm showing her because she's my favorite. The other one is not quite as patinaed as she is. I love her. So those are my two garden finds. I'm looking around. I think that's all, but I was super happy with those. Another thing I shared with you guys, while it's good to have a plan, it can be a loose plan. And you can buy something that just kind of catches your eye. You had no clue you were looking for that. And one of those things for me was this. What is it? It's a drink dispenser. It didn't have a lid. And actually it's got a space for a flame. So I guess it's for a hot drink. But anyway, I loved it. And I loved that it's patinaed. I don't polish my silver. I know a lot of you are, but I like the patina. Oh, and the handle's broken. So I got it for $5. I'm gonna, I think, just slap a pot of greenery in it and call it cute. I love that. So I'm always looking for things that are just kind of interesting. Like I said, things that catch my eye. And I do have a plan for it. I knew that I could just put some greenery in it and it would look amazing. Okay, another thing that I got was, remember how I shared with you have a color palette in your head, and I'm kind of going with the creams and the taupes. I found this super cute runner. It's just kind of basic, but that's kind of what I like too, because that way you can change it out. This can go on my dining room table, it can go on my dresser, it can go on my dining room table today, it can go on my dresser next month when I get bored of it on the dining room table. You see what I mean? So sticking to a color palette, I love stripes. It kind of just, it was just fit. It checked all the boxes. So there we go. I always look for marble too. I kind of decided, you know, trends come and go, like the silver. I've always loved silver. I'm buying silver. I used to ask myself, is silver still in style? Now I tell myself I couldn't possibly care less. I say to myself, I love silver and that's a pretty cool piece, so I'm gonna buy it. I don't worry about trends so much anymore. Another thing that I always look for is marble. And I found this amazing cake plate for $5. It still has a $45 tag on it. So I snatched this little cutie up in like 2 seconds, and I really didn't have a plan for it, but it's a riser. A cake plate is always a riser. It can go on your coffee table, it can go on your dresser, it can go on your dining room table. And again, when you stick to certain things like marble and your taupes and your creams, you're going to be able to kind of move them around your house. And even with your booth and your boutique, if you kind of stick to certain things in your head that will go together and that you're always kind of on the hunt for, you're going to be able to move them around, and it's going to keep your space looking way less cluttered. You can have more stuff without it looking cluttered. So I grabbed that guy because I was just love marble, like I said, and it's got lots of uses. Something else I always grab that, I don't know, well, shower curtains. That sounds really weird, but shower curtains or anything that's fabric. So even if you don't love, like even if you don't need a runner, but you love this runner, you might be able to cover a small stool or ottoman with it, right? So kind of just look at things as what they could be for. While you're standing there thinking, do I need a runner? Also ask yourself, no, I don't. No. If the answer to that question, do I need a runner, is no, ask yourself, well, do I need fabric for something? Do I have something I wanted to recover? And then you can get it. And I kind of did that with this linen shower curtain that's brand new from Marshall's for $20 that I got for 10. Actually, I think I got it for 5. Anywho, I love linen's another thing I always look for because it fits the color palette. It's got great texture. So I'm not sure if I'm going to change out my shower curtain or if I'm going to recover a bench I have. I might use it for a shower curtain until I'm tired of it, and then I'll recover the bench. And maybe not, because I do need to recover the bench soon. Anyway, so always look for fabric that's not really fabric. Especially with Joann's clothing, it's hard to find good fabric. Well, it is for me anyway, but I don't know about you. But I've always done that. I've always looked for things that are fabric that I can use on different things. One thing that was on my wish list this time, which is a really weird thing, I read somewhere, I don't know where, or maybe it was a video I saw, that vintage towels are really hot. And I thought, wow, I never thought to look for vintage towel. But I have in my guest bathroom, it's a full bathroom, which is kind of different, but no one uses the shower. But I have, a towel rod next to the shower. But like I said, nobody really uses the shower. So I thought, you know what? I want a vintage, fun towel. And I thought, well, that's a weird thing to look for, but guess what? I found this towel set. And see what color it is? It's purple. And somebody's grandmother probably, made it extra fun by adding the embroidery to it. I just loved it. So that's going to hang on my shower, or not my shower. It's going to hang on my towel rod next to my shower that no one uses. And it also came with a washcloth. And it's got swans. How cute is that? And it kind of matches my shower curtain that's hanging there currently. And that's kind of why I'm struggling with, do I want to replace it or not? Because it's white with purple embroidery. So I'm probably going to use the shower curtain to reupholster the bench. Anyway, so I was super excited about that. I actually got this in an antique store while I was garage sailing. And I'm going to tell you, doing the M15 garage sale, I have found so many cute stores along the way. So this was from Mike's Antiques in Millington, Michigan. I am going to tag all the stores that I stopped at on my Facebook and probably just my Facebook page. Yeah. So my Facebook, the link to my Facebook page is in the description. So if you want to know exactly where they're located and such, you can go ahead and go on my Facebook page and check out all the links. I just realized that I'd never introduced myself on this video. I'm Lori Bryan of Lori B Chic Designs. I owned a vintage and home decor business for over 20 years. I started out doing shows and having booths in other people's stores, doing consignment in other people's stores, painting furniture for other people's stores. And then I opened my own store 19 years ago, and I ran it for 18 years. The second half, I ran the first 9 years like a normal old store, being open 6 days a week. The last 9 years, I went down to 3.5 days a week, and I doubled my income. Just as an FYI, now I'm just here online, hopefully helping you as I decorate my own home for a change. I spent 20 years not really concentrating on my own home. So as I do that, I'm sharing all my tips that I've kind of picked up along the way, everything that I kind of learned through the years, all the mistakes I made. And I made a lot of them, trust me. So it's okay if you're making them too. You know, it's normal. I think it would be weird if you didn't. So, helping you design your home, your business, and also I really want to highlight the small businesses that I love, that I've really come to love through the years, and new ones that I'm discovering all the time, and that's really what I'm really focusing on. So you get to see what I'm buying, and I'm glad that you find it interesting. So thank you. And if you haven't subscribed and you're finding this interesting so far, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Okay, so what else did I find? And why did I buy it? Okay. We have been working on making a pantry in our house for, I don't know, a year and a half now. So I'm hoping one day it'll be done, because I found these really cute canisters. It's a whole set. This is the smallest, the next biggest, but they checked my boxes. I didn't know, like I knew I was looking for a canister set. I didn't know what it looked like. But when I saw it, it was white with the wood top and the little white detail, and the detail is the handle. It seals. It's got the plastic seal. So that's what I was looking for. I told the girl when I bought it, I said, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. I didn't know it, but yeah, and now that I see it, I know it. So that's what I'm telling you. It's okay to have a plan, a loose plan. I told you in the other video, it's okay to know that you just need a canister set. You don't know what the canister set looks like though. And you'll know the canister set when you see it. So I did. That's what happened with my canister set here. What else did I buy? Oh, so I don't collect a lot of stuff. I mean, I collect a lot of stuff, but I don't have a McCoy collection or a whatever collection. I do love the depression glass though, the purple. And I have a bigger one of these exact things. It's like this. But I saw this at the Salvation Army when we always stop at the thrift store too when we're garage selling. So I stopped at the Salvation Army and I found this, and I was so excited. And it was $8, and I asked the guy, I said, oh, is there a senior discount today? And he said, no, but there is a discount on this because you love it. So wasn't that nice? I was so excited. So this was one of those things that I wasn't specifically looking for, but I grabbed it because I just loved it. Right? It's what it's the look I'm going for. And another thing I grabbed because it was purple. See, it's the right color purple. I don't love lavender. I love deep purple. And I was looking for one of these things for my plants. What's this called? It's not a watering can. It's a spritzer. I don't know what it's called, but I wanted one. And I passed up a million of them because they were just clear glass. They were like, okay, it's what I want, but it doesn't wow me. I don't look at this and go, wow. I do look at this and say, wow, I love this. And that's why I bought this one. Because other ones I looked at, I didn't look at it and go, wow, I love this. Does that make sense? And now when I look at it, I just am happy. So that's the things you're looking for. The things that say wow to you. So here's my very dark bathroom. It's also teeny tiny, so it's hard to film, but there's that naked towel rod that I want to put the new to me vintage swan towel and washcloth on. Alright, so there it is, hanging up, and you can see my shower curtain that it kind of sort of matches. And I told you I don't do lavender, but I did lavender in here. I'm not sure what color I want to paint the walls. I do want to paint the walls. So anyway, I think it looks super cute. What do you think? I'm thinking I hope nobody uses it because I have a hand towel next to the sink and I don't want this ruined because I do love it. Here's the striped table runner on my table. And let's see, there's the plant mister. I remember what it was called. And the doily, flowers, brass pedestal bowl. I think it all looks kind of cute together. Last but not least is the tea urn. It's in my dining room cabinet. I just loved how ornate it is, and I still love silver, and now it's coming back in style, so not that I care if it's in style or not to put it in my home, but there it is, looking really cute, I think. So those are just some of the things I bought and why. I'll be showing you more as we go along. I really appreciate you being here, like I said. Thanks so much for watching. If you kind of like hanging out with me and you'd like to hang out with me a little bit more and other like-minded people who love mixing vintage and new decor together without a ton of clutter, buying with intention, basically, that's really what I'm concentrating on doing this stage of the game. I have an online community called the Vintage Edge Collective. We've got business owners on there, we've got homeowners on there, and we share our finds, we share how we style things, and we also ask questions and we get advice from each other. So if you'd like to join us, that link's down below. It's $5 a month, or you can pay for the whole year up front for just $35. So thanks again, you guys. I really loved hanging out with you today. Thank you.